Good morning and welcome to Jeannie's World. Well, yesterday, it was Thursday, December the 5th, 2024. It was a very interesting day and a long day. Miles had to go to the lawyer in Ocala, and I always go with him. And so we had no problems getting Ocala. I had made a lunch, and he gets there, he forgets where to turn. And I must compliment him because he didn't have a baby attack. And we did get where we were going, and then we were going to go to Port Richy to check on Raymond because he had an upper respiratory problem. And so I wanted to report to my daughter that how her dad was doing in person. And anyway, she knows him better than I do. So, am I really the person to judge? But anyway, so I could not get this stupid phone of mine to show me light. It just kept going black. So it had nothing to do with my eyesight. It had to do with this phone. And I'm trying very hard to see the GPS and everything. And I have my reading glasses and I have my driving glasses. And I lost my driving glasses. So, but I didn't realize I had lost my driving glasses before we left. And so we turn and we get to the U-Haul to make a search of the car in a turnabout. You know, Miles can get lost on a one-way street. We turned and there was no crossover, so all we had to do was make a U-turn, turn back, go to the U-Haul, and make a left turn, and boom, there would be my glasses. My stomachs just started knotting up from the tension that this man could not find his way in a U-turn. And so I just told him, forget it. Just forget it. It's just glasses. Just forget it. I don't know where I'll get another pretty pair of red glasses like that, but it's just glasses. So anyway, it puts us on a different course that we were on to go to Port Richy. And the GPS says go 19 miles to get to I-75. So we go about 2 miles and there's I-75. So we turn. I think Miles almost bumped into 2 cars in all of these maneuvers of getting to my glasses. And he wants to look at things. You can't look at things and drive. Either you drive or you ride. And it's your choice. So we had been driving, probably maybe about 30 minutes or so. And my GPS told me we had an hour and 35 minutes to go, 35 minutes ago. So I'm getting a little anxious because I know that when Chrissy and I were coming back from Port Richy, it didn't take so long and it wasn't so complicated. So finally, we zig, we zag, and then my GPS started talking to me, but it always tells me to turn after the turn. Do you have this problem with your GPS? So the GPS says turn just as we haven't passed the ramp yet, but we're pretty close. And Miles turns to get on the ramp. If my window was open, I could have touched the white car next to us that was coming onto the ramp. And I'm just beating I hurt my hand because I was just beating the hand console. Ah, you're gonna kill me. So many lefts and so many rights. And anyway, we finally made it to the nursing home. And I walked into the nursing home and I was looking for the office. I wasn't sure. So I just kind of walked all the way down and I said, "Can I see Raymond?" But before I could say the last name, she said, "Oh, Thurston, yes." So it's really nice. It's a small facility and he knows him. And to me, it's very cramped. And, but not my business. Um, so we got out there. I found Raymond. He was very glad to see us. And I had a box of blueberry muffins, but the little ones, the bite size. And he got him. He's, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that. You shouldn't have done that." And he's just holding them. Nobody could have took them away from him, that's for sure. I said, "Now, are you going to eat them?" He said, "Yes, I'm going to eat them." And, I was kind of afraid that his girlfriend put him in the nursing home and that she had forgot him. But that day he had a lot of company. So I'm comfortable. I'll go back and check on him maybe in a couple of months or a month or so, depending on the weather. But I'm confident that he's happy. Uh, we had a good conversation. Uh, Now, I can't, since I haven't talked to him in 58 years, I really don't know how good that conversation is. But for me, it sounded pretty much like a normal conversation. Uh, I need to study up more on dementia so I can judge it better and give a realistic interpretation of what I see and what I understand. But what I saw yesterday and what I understood was good. And the man is happy. And he says, "I like to walk." His walking path was just double size of my bedroom, which is not very big. I told him that I had found a great facility by me. And I mean, even if he had to walk into the fence portion of this facility, it's bigger than a parking lot. So he could get really all his walking done. And he can walk anywhere in the building because they don't use a locked door. They use a monitor on the wrist. So anyway, I shared with him how I felt about the other facility, and he shared with me how he was happy. And so all is well. I'm not going to worry about him so much, but I will go and check on him every once in a while. My daughter lives so far away. It's hard for her to do visual checks. So smart me. I took a video. Now, my camera is constantly going black. I can't see what I'm doing. So I turned my camera on and I pointed at him. And we talk so my daughter can get a visual of how he looks and how he's talking and everything like that. And then I don't check the video because I'm afraid to turn off my GPS. because it is not behaving correctly. So there, we went home a totally different way than we came. And we went back to Ocala. I was thinking it would be shorter if we went through Orlando. And so, anyway, the GPS takes us off at Wildwood. And it's right there, 44. Well, 44, when it gets into DeLand, it turns into New York. But it turns us to the left, and it turns us to the right, and goes on and on and on. And we get on the back side of the villages. That place is huge. I mean, it would be a nice drive if you wanted to just go for a snaky 55-mile-an-hour drive. I mean, we had been on the road since 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was after 4 o'clock. I was looking forward. I saw we were on this road that said tollway. It wasn't. And I mean, I was so tired of riding that I was willing to pay a toll just to get home. But instead, I mean, it goes faster 70 miles an hour than 55. If you're lucky, you get to go 55. So going down this snaky road. But it was a very pleasant trip. And it was a very pleasant visit with Raymond. So I am really not looking for another trip there until I read the map completely, because I know when we were going to Newport Richie, I was thinking to myself, you know, Tarpon Springs by Tampa. So I redirected my daughter to go through Orlando, and the trip seemed short. It seemed easy, but her problem is she can't stand the highway traffic. See, need to understand my children more. But she survived, thankfully, and we had a wonderful time. And maybe the time passed so fast because we were enjoying each other's company. And when we were coming back, I don't know where her GPS took her. But the hotel we got, which I didn't like, prior to when she got it, I didn't like it. Not when we got it. I was very grateful. The beds were clean, the beds were comfortable. But I don't know how you pronounce the name of the hotel. It's OYO. I remember seeing it in Texas, and I wasn't happy with it. But anyway, Chrissy and I had a nice night in the hotel. And but the GPS took us so far that we were almost to DeLand when the GPS turned us around and took us back to Silver Springs, which was almost 25 miles in the direction we had just come from. So I don't care too much for GPSs. It's funny. Every time I have a tale to tell, I got it so good in my mind, and then I turn on my camera and I forget everything. But it was a good day. We were on the road for 10 hours because it was 3 hours plus to get there, and 3 hours plus to come home. And I guess we visited with Raymond for less than 45 minutes. But it was enough. And, you know, I got to get ready to go. The bus is going to pick me up in a minute because I'm off to drink eggnog. So, anyway, I just wanted to tell my tale. Love you.